Good morning, Year 6, Miss Joinson here. So today it is our Wednesday, 25th of November, so we are on hump day of our first week of home learning. So I just thought I would come on today just to go through some examples of your writing that you should produce today. So obviously if we were in class, we would be drafting our letters to Mr. Tushman. Now, I know this might be very difficult for some of you because obviously you haven't got your books at home. So I have tried to include as many prompts and as many resources as I can to help and support you with your draft letter today. Okay, so just going to go through, obviously you see this as well. This is exactly what you see. This is on the school website. So obviously you got some questions there. How can we draft from our plan? Now, my model today isn't going to be on here. It's going to be, if I go back, it is here. Okay, so this is the waggle letter to Mr. Tushman. So if you click on that and you have a read through that, you might recognise some of the paragraphs that we completed together. You might find some words or phrases that I've magpied from you when you have shared your ideas in class, okay? So this is a a waggle letter that I have created from Jack Will to Mr. Tushman. Remember how we set out a letter? So obviously you are writing as if you are Jack Will. So Jack Will's address will go on the right-hand side. Now you can magpie that address, that's fine. You can think of your own, that is also fine. Then on the left-hand side, you need to put Mr. Tushman's address, okay? So obviously we're writing to him and he's at Beecher's Prep. I again have made this up. Obviously if you want to magpie that as well, that's absolutely fine. Make sure that you have got the date included. So I have put today's date. Again, up to you if you want to magpie that or include another different date, okay? So as we go through this letter, we are making sure that we are starting off correctly. We are writing a formal letter, okay? So make sure you are using that formal vocabulary. I have included my first introduction paragraph, not very big, but again, you can magpie this. I know that most of you magpied this in the lesson and just keywords that you changed. So for example, you might want to change the word sincere. You might want to change the word inappropriate, okay? Remorse, again, but that is a really good word, so perhaps keep that in, okay? So as we go down, you can see I have got my paragraph stating my first point, my second paragraph stating my second point, and then my final paragraph there stating my third point. Now, all of those paragraphs link, okay? So here I've ended up saying I would now like to discuss the atrocious behaviour of Julian. I've then gone in to talk about Julian's behaviour. And then at the end of that paragraph, I've said this is when I lost control of my actions. So I've then gone into more detail about my actions in the last paragraph. I've then concluded my letter by writing an in conclusion paragraph. And then just put one last sentence at the bottom there, just really reiterating that fact that you really don't want to be expelled or suspended anymore and you want to be able to go back to school. Okay, finishing off your letter with the formal yours sincerely and then obviously your name as Jack Will. Okay, so that is there for you to have a look at and also on the website today. So obviously this is all what you can see here, okay? So you've got to remember the skills, you've got your letter writing map as well, if you want to choose any of those vocabulary. Got some really good vocabulary there, such as inform, advise. Remember to use the correct advise and not the other advice, the homophones that you were looking at yesterday. Persuade, lots and lots of lovely vocabulary there, and then some really important conjunctions, okay, some high level openers there as well, some excellent sentence starters, okay. Then you have got your future perfect, your past perfect and your present perfect. So remember, have a look at those, see if you can include a couple of those in your letter. Some more openers and then that subjunctive form. So if I were, okay, the best thing for you to include in yours is if I were to go back in time. or if I were head teacher. Okay, then here obviously that's your flip chart that we've just gone through. That's the waggle that we've just gone through. Here you have got all of last year's Stingrays letters to Mr. Tushman. Okay, so some of them you may need to zoom in on them. Okay, some of them obviously they are big enough, they're across 2 page, but every single one is on there for you to have a look through. You may want to magpie some ideas from them. And then going back again, oops, there we go. We have got letter writing, a formal example, and this is what you've asked me to put on Google Drive for you. Obviously I would do, but we're not at school, so it's on the website for you. And this just shows all of those year 6 skills that you need to include, okay? And it's just color coded, so you can see what skills have been used and where. And then lastly, you have got a year 6 greater depth formal letter example. Okay, so for those who are really pushing for greater depth by the end of year 6, so my golds and some of my silvers and actually bronze as well, this would be really, really good for you to look at and to aspire to. Okay, so you can see all of those features in there. Obviously, it's about a different subject. However, the skills are still there. The dashes, the semicolons, okay? The commas for parentheses, the relative clauses, okay? You've got everything in there. All of those year 6 skills, you've got bullet points in there. You've got brackets, okay? And if we read through that together, I'm sure we would find a lot more. Okay then, so that's all I wanted to say today, but also please make sure you send in your work, okay? Because especially with your English work today, Mrs. Lawton and myself will be able to look through it to help you with your edit tomorrow, okay? And we'll be able to give you some really personalised feedback from your draft today so you can improve it in your edit tomorrow, okay? Have a super day. Remember, all of these features, all of these prompts and resources are all on the website for you. Okay, please use them. That's what they are there for. Talk to you all soon. Stay safe, and I hope you are all feeling well. Bye.